Welcome back to The Rise of the Monkey King, Episode 2, The Awakening. It has been 6 months since our young protagonist learned to use a spear. His troop had found a new fig tree to call home, but life was still not easy. Soon the whole troop knew how to hunt with the basic weapons. Using a fallen tree branch and some vines, he made himself a makeshift bow and arrow. He had always been the leader, but now this young upstart was clearly more intelligent, more capable. The alpha male was worried that the other monkeys would choose Monkey King over him, so he decided to challenge Monkey King to a fight. Suddenly, he tripped the alpha male with a well-placed kick, and then he pounced. He had a bamboo stake sharpened to a point, and he held it like a sword. In the end, it was no contest. Monkey King's speed and agility were too much for the alpha male, and brute force didn't work against Monkey King's traps and strategies. This was his chance to put his new skills to the test, to protect his troop, to show them that they no longer had to run from the humans. He gathered his bravest soldiers, and together they devised a plan. They would attack at night while the humans were sleeping. They would use their catapults to fling rocks into the camp, their spears to puncture the tents, their arrows to pick off the guards. Finally, the alpha male lay defeated on the ground. It wasn't very strong, but it was enough to bring down a small monkey. Monkey King was surprised, but he accepted the position. They built better weapons and traps. They hunted more efficiently. They lived better lives. But Monkey King never forgot the hard times, the hunger, the fear, the struggle to survive. And he knew that the other monkeys would never forget either. He knew that being bigger and stronger wasn't enough anymore. Intelligence and strategy were just as important, maybe even more important. Just as they were about to act, a gunshot broke the silence. One of the guards must have seen them. Monkey King felt a pang of fear, but he pushed it aside. He had come too far to turn back now. He took a deep breath and charged. At first, the other monkeys thought he was crazy, but soon they all wanted one. For the next few weeks, they perfected their bows and arrows and their spears. They practiced throwing and aiming. They learned how to make traps. Monkey King also taught them some basic commands, like when to charge and when to throw their weapons. Every day was a struggle to survive. But Monkey King was no longer the naive youngster he once was. Now when he looked up into the sky, he saw not just the sun and the clouds, he saw how gravity worked, how air currents shifted. And when he looked at the forest, he saw not just trees and vines, he saw potential weapons, potential tools. The alpha male was huge, twice the size of Monkey King. He was strong, experienced, and he was angry. He charged, but Monkey King was ready. He dodged the attack, and then he launched his own counterattack. The alpha male was taken aback by Monkey King's speed and agility. He had never seen anything like it. Everything was a learning experience for him. He began by fashioning spears out of bamboo stalks and vines, and he taught the other monkeys how to make them too. But Monkey King didn't stop there. Meanwhile, the alpha male of the troop had been watching Monkey King with growing unease. The two squared off in the center of the fig tree. All the other monkeys watched with anticipation. Monkey King continued to dodge and weave, keeping just out of range of the alpha male's powerful paws. The other monkeys cheered, and they proclaimed Monkey King as their new leader. From that day on, the troop thrived under Monkey King's leadership. One day, while scouting for food, Monkey King spotted a poacher's camp in the distance. He narrowed his eyes. The sun set, the monkeys got into position. They were ready to strike. To be continued in Episode 3. See you next time.